Himachal is still too close to call. It is advantage Congress at this point of time. Joyita Basu is still with me. Lavanya Balal of the Congress still with us. Prajita Sarangi of the BJP on the broadcast with us. The BJP has bucked the odds in Himachal. There's no doubt about that, Lavanya, Joyita. But at what point of score, 29, 30, 31, 32, is it worth them giving it a shot to form a government?
I think they have crossed the majority mark currently. So, but
yeah,
even
majority
then,
mark, ladies and gentlemen, is 35. So the Congress is at 36 currently.
Yes.
This is there are two seats there that are slipping back and forth. So it could be 31, 34 or 29, 36. That is the difference right now.
Yes, because if you see, if Congress is manages to kind of hold on to even 36 or even 35, then obviously they will be forming government. But if it goes down below 35, then it becomes a problem.
Well, not necessarily. So the figures, ladies and gentlemen, as they stack up at the bottom of your screens, is 29, 36, 3, which means that in a halfway mark of 34, you need 35 to form a government. Okay, on the assumption that the three independents who are winning, two of them are BJP rebels, one is Ashish Kumar, a Congress rebel. On the assumption that if the BJP can get all three, they come up to 32. That is not enough to form a government. You will require minimum of 5 or 6 Congress elected MLAs to quit, to rebel, to resign on the day they've been elected for this to be a possibility as the figures stand, and the figures might change. At some point it is tenable, at some point it is not tenable. Ma'am, I'm going to come to you, just give me a second. At some point it is tenable, at some point it is not tenable. Prajita Sarangi, will you, if you get less than 30 MLAs in Himachal, be willing to sit in the opposition, or will you still try to form a government?
See, we would be winning Himachal Pradesh, I can only say, because the counting is on and the news has just come in that Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Jairam Thakurji wins for the 6th time in his Seraj constituency by more than 24,000 votes. So
and
what
the
does
counting
it
is almost over, ma'am. Some of these leads are now wins.
Accepted by the people. Of course, we would be winning Himachal Pradesh.
Ma'am, it's almost over, ma'am.
So it's
unlikely you're going to get a simple majority.
Watch. We would be forming the government in Himachal Pradesh.
So you are still confident in the next half an hour, 45 minutes that another 7-8 seats will flip over?
That's right.
But my question, ma'am, is
I think we need to
there
wait
is a
and watch.
possibility
Himachal,
that they won't flip. In that
too.
event, what is the threshold? Above 30 that you'll try to form the government? What is your threshold for trying to form the government? Prajita ji, what's your threshold for trying to form the government? Is it 30? Is it 31? Is it 32? What will you be a figure that you're comfortable in which you'll try to form the government with the independents? Okay, on the assumption that she can't.
See,
carry on.
we would be forming the government. It's very difficult to say anything. It would be very difficult to say anything at this juncture. Let the counting come to an end. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not jump the bandwagon. And I think let's wait and watch. We are doing very well in Himachal Pradesh, keeping in view the fact that the incumbent government never forms the government. We are doing extremely well in Himachal. And it's a matter of time. There would be permutation and combination, I'm sure. All the rival candidates,
okay, but let's be realistic.
Are with us.
Let's be realistic.
We are in touch with them, and we would be forming the government.
Okay, so the rebels are 2 of yours and 1 of the Congress. I'm drawing the assumption that you managed to get all 3. That's still too short. Joyita, there has to be a threshold. The threshold cannot be hoping on 8 or 10 rebellions. That's less being unrealistic, and it look politically bad also.
32 to 33. That is what I think the threshold should be for BJP.
So 32 plus the 3, that forms the government. Okay,
yes.
So I would say the threshold is minimum 30 for the BJP to give it a shot to form a government. Anything below that, and it's going to be almost untenable to even, and it looks silly to try. Now let me get Lavanya ji from the Congress who's been wanted to make an interjection. Lavanya ji, I'm going to speak out of Himachal right now because the situation in Gujarat for you is looking really unfortunate. The figure says 37, the halfway mark is 34. To form a government, you need 35. Are you hoping, ma'am, that you won't have to take your elected MLAs to Raipur or to Jaipur to keep them in hiding, no resort politics, that you will be able to form a government cleanly very shortly?
No, first of all, I would like your explanation about the statement that you just made. If BJP has to form a government, will they be looking forward to elected MLAs of Congress quitting the party? What does that even mean? Are we discussing
That
horse
means if
trading
4
so
Congress
publicly?
MLAs
No,
quit
no,
the
let
party,
me finish.
they have the
Please do
possibility
not
of forming a
interrupt.
government. That's what it means.
Please do not interrupt while I'm talking.
I am
You
not
do not
interrupting,
interrupt
ma'am.
while
I
I'm
don't have to make
talking.
explanation. My
Please do
question is
not
to you.
I know what I heard. We can replay what you just said while you were
Ma'am,
talking.
get
to
out of your
the
pettiness. Okay, I'm stating the facts.
I'm
For the
sorry,
BJP
I'm
to
not
form the
going to get rid
government,
of my
they will
pettiness.
require 3
No.
of the independents to support them, and they can't form a government if the Congress party stays intact. For which I'm being told that your MLAs are going to be taken to Raipur or to Jaipur. Now you tell me that's not true, that they won't be taken anywhere.
If I may complete my statement.
Answer the question instead of making petty comments. Answer the question. Are you going to take them to Raipur or Jaipur? Or no, won't be required?
First of all, I do not appreciate your tone of voice. Second,
I don't appreciate you
we
passing
take
accusation
it-
on a factual statement.
We will. How ridiculous.
No,
We
your
will
statement is
take
ridiculous.
care
I am making a
of
factual
our
statement,
MLAs.
not a
We
comment
will
of
be taking
opinion.
care of
You are
our
the one who's
MLAs.
commenting on opinion. My question
We will
is,
be taking
will your
care of
MLAs
our
be taken?
MLAs. If need
Will your
be, we will
MLAs be taken to
taking them
Raipur or Jaipur? Yes or
Rajasthan.
no?
We will be taking them to Karnataka. We will be taking them to any state that we deem fit to keep them safe from the horse trading.
So yes,
that
you
is
will.
being publicly discussed right now. And I would also like to respond to Mr. statements made by one Mr. Narottam Mishra from Madhya Pradesh, where he says it is all about Mr. Modi. Now, if Mr. Modi is going to campaign for everything, if Mr. Modi is going to be the face for everything, then there is something wrong with the federal structure of this nation. Then there is no necessity for a panchayat member, neither there is a necessity for MLA candidates to be contesting. I think we can request the BJP to go ahead and say, you know what, Mr. Modi is going to be a single face for all the elected representatives in this nation. And it is very tragic that in India today, we are discussing about a state, a situation. Even if Congress is leading in a state, we are discussing about how can BJP form the government? Will they be looking at horse trading?
Ma'am, I think you need to speak to your party leader Digvijay Singh and discuss Goa last time around, where the Congress had more MLAs and could not form a government.
Okay. Ridiculous.
So that's for your party to do introspection, that what Digvijay Singh ji was doing handling Goa when somebody else formed the government when you should have. That's for your party to do introspection, not for me. I'm not contesting in these elections. Joyita Basu.
Sorry, why are you taking it so personally?
I'm not taking it. You are making personal accusation. I'm making a statement of fact.
Situation wherein everybody is discussing. I'm not saying you discuss. I said everybody is discussing.
I made a statement of fact. It is, as things stand, it is mathematically impossible as things stand. It is mathematically impossible for the BJP to form a government in Himachal as things stand. If nothing changes, it is mathematically impossible. The only way it's possible is if Congress MLAs quit. Whether they'll quit or not quit is for you to manage them. I'm not suggesting that they will quit. Joyita Basu, there have been examples in the past.
No, I am saying there is a situation in India which is very tragic, where it is expected of the Congress leaders to hop parties after election.
Yeah, it's very tragic.
There will be horse trading.
No, it is very tragic. The Aam Aadmi Party says that their MLAs never switch and yours do. So it is very tragic, and that's for you to do introspection on. But, Joyita Basu, there have been several cases in the past. Okay, hang on. Okay, your point is made, ma'am. There has been several cases in the past, Joyita Basu, when exactly this has happened, when the Congress, Goa example, under Digvijay Singh, Congress had more MLAs, not a majority, but had more MLAs, and the government was swept under their feet. The former Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar was sent in, and the government was swept from their feet. But there have also been examples where the BJP has been bitten in Karnataka, in Maharashtra, where they did not have a simple majority, tried to form the government, did not last. Do you suspect that if they don't get 30, that they will sit in opposition and take it as a strong enough showing to prove a point, but not worth trying to form a government?
They will definitely sit in opposition, I think, if it is below 30, the way the numbers are right now. I think it will have to sit in the opposition. It doesn't have a choice. But having said that, let's not forget, because the BJP, when it comes to power, they are very, very focused. So I am not even certain, because given the margin, which is very, very slim, I am not certain how long will this Congress government last.
Okay, so then that's a separate speculation. We are talking about government formation. As things stand right now in Himachal, The halfway mark is 34. It takes 35 to form a government. The Congress is now slipping ahead. They are now at 38. It is now mathematically impossible for the Bharatiya Janata Party, despite a strong showing which has bucked the trend, that's to their moral victory, okay? But in the end, numbers matter and the Congress has got the numbers. You add all the three, still not enough. So it is mathematically impossible unless there are Congress people who are willing to quit on the day they've been elected, which is unlikely, but who knows what happens in politics. Let me get Mr. Juneja from the Aam Aadmi Party into this conversation. Mr. Juneja, we are discussing Himachal because Gujarat is done. And the reason Gujarat is done is because you have destroyed the Congress. I'll give Narendra Modi's BJP credit on improving their tally. But the decimation of the Congress party to under 20 seats is largely your doing. There are several seats in which the Aam Aadmi Party is now number 2, even though you've lost.
Yes, yes. So that in fact shows that we have not undone the Congress. Congress itself has undone itself. And if you see what the space in Gujarat, it was always belief that no third party can ever enter the Gujarat politics, because whenever the third party entered the Gujarat politics, the results were to show that only BJP and Congress could survive and the other party was always decimated. But this is the first time that we could breach the fortress. We could get at least 1 out of every 6 voter vote for Aam Aadmi Party and its policies that it brings. And we also...
Okay, but Mr. Juneja, you're talking about, I mean, it's Arvind Kejriwal. It's your policies about your schools and the promises. Some call them freebies, some call them SOPs, you call them affirmative action. But the same policies, the same Arvind Kejriwal, in Himachal Pradesh, every seat is Zamanat Zabt, every single seat.
Yes,
it's not a bad performance. In some places, you won 40 or 50 votes, which means your candidate and his cousins have voted for you and nobody else. So why has the message been so impactful in Gujarat when has been no impact in Himachal?
See, Himachal it's a different demography and it's a different geography also altogether. It's a tough terrain for even the new party to form what we call a Sangathan so soon. But we did make an attempt in Himachal also. But yes, Gujarat was the main focus. Everyone knew that the main focus is on Gujarat. Everyone is working for Gujarat. All the state leaders, central leaders were working in Gujarat thoroughly. And the purpose was very clear that we need to have, because see, we have seen 27
Mr.
years.
Mr. Juneja, I want some bottom lines. So now the elections are pretty much over, sir. The bottom lines are, had you done better in Himachal, it would have been at the expense of the Congress. You would have delivered a BJP government in Himachal, sir, had you just done slightly better.
I won't say that. I won't say that. See, it's not that someone eats into the other person's space. It is always that if you leave the space, someone is going to come and take it. And Aam Aadmi Party had, as I said, Gujarat had its own space available, and therefore we could come in and take that space.
Okay, so you saw a weakness of the Congress in Gujarat. You did not see a weakness of the Congress in Himachal.
Because last time,
so you've gone for it. So some credit has to be given to Pratibha Singh. Vikramaditya has won his seat, I'm being told. So some credit has to be given to Pratibha Singh that she expressed or exuded more confidence in the Congress, that you did not see an Achilles heel available to you in Himachal for you to exploit. And certainly you have exploited it to a great extent. The Congress under 20 in Gujarat. That is the worst performance of the Congress in Gujarat in the history of independent India. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to focus on Himachal for a second because it is a bit closer. But the Congress is edging ahead. 38 is good enough to be comfortable in government formation. And perhaps too far now for the BJP to try any attempt to put things aside. Can I expect my producers, can you switch off this voice in my ear? Fiza, I don't need to listen to you discussing graphics, please. Thank you very much. So quickly, in Shimla, meanwhile, in the urban constituency, it is Harish Janratha of the Congress party leading by 2,000 votes. At the end of the 8th round, there are still 5 or 6 rounds of counting to go. It is still too close to call, but a significant lead for the Congress party there. In Jaisinghpur, 7 rounds have concluded. It is too close to call. The Congress is leading by 2,600 votes, a significant lead, but it's still not over. There's still 5 or 6 rounds of counting to be left. In Bajnath, after 7 rounds, it is the Congress leading again by 2,000 votes. Chaudhary Chandrakumar of the Congress is leading by only 400 votes. This is in the Jwali constituency after 6 rounds. So this seat can still flip. It's under 1,000 votes. In Shahpur, 7 rounds of counting have been done, and Keval Pathania is leading by 7,500 votes. I think this seat is now done and dusted. That seat is called. In Jwalamukhi, after 5 rounds of voting, it is the Congress party that is leading by 4,000 votes. So they have a significant lead here. Probably this will be a win, translating very, very shortly. So there are important seats that are still under 1,000 vote difference with about 6 rounds of voting left. But ladies and gentlemen, what happens is that these average them out. So the trend is established. The evening trend is that the Congress, or rather still the late morning trend is that the Congress is doing even worse in Gujarat, that the seats that even they were close, they are losing. But the seats that were close in Himachal, they are now in the lead and are winning. So the trend is getting established, and it is now looking more and more difficult for the BJP to form a government in Himachal, because the mathematics after a point simply just don't add up. Maths is ruthless in first past the post elections. Meanwhile, in Solan, in Himachal, of the 4 assembly constituencies there, the Congress is leading in Solan by 2,100. In Kasauli, it is leading by 4,000. In Arki, it is leading by 7,000. In Doon, it is leading by 3,100. And in Nalagarh, it is the Nirdaliya independent candidate, the BJP rebel, KL Thakur, who is leading by 8,500 votes. He's pretty much won the seat. So he's going to be back in the assembly after not being given a ticket by the BJP to recontest the seat which he was currently holding. So in the Solan district, out of the 5 seats, sadly the BJP is winning none. One of their rebels is winning a seat. Meanwhile, in Pachad, the BJP's Reena Kashyap is leading by 3,700 votes. In Nahan, the Congress is leading by 1,800 votes. So this is still too close to call the second one of those. Very, very interesting battle going up. In Kusumpatti, it is still the Congress that is leading, but again 1,000 votes or less is the lead over there. Fascinating development is happening, but Joyita, the trend is pretty much established. With every round of voting, the BJP is doing even better in Gujarat, and the Congress is converting some of those shallow leads to wins in Himachal.
Yes, in fact, I would like to see something, what kind of a role have the BJP rebels played in this election, because we know that is what exactly the BJP's worry was, that the rebels would be cutting into their candidates' votes. And it seems like, especially considering it's just a matter of few thousand votes that can decide a seat in Himachal. These are smaller states. So I think some rebel factor has come into play. But at the same time, this looks like Congress is home and dry.
Yeah, so I think the base figure has to be 30. The mathematical figure is 32. The minimum base figure has to be 30 for any hope of a split verdict leading to a government formation. I think the Congress has to be careful after the lessons it's learnt in Goa. But just like the Congress party has learnt lessons in the rough and tumble of government formation, the BJP has also learnt lessons in the rough and tumble of government formation, and they certainly don't want a repeat of a few-day government in Karnataka, a few-day government literally a 2-day government in Maharashtra. That it doesn't go down. It looks bad politically and otherwise, Joyita, if too much manipulation is done in a post-poll scenario. And in Maharashtra, they avoided it completely.
Because you see what is going to happen, if they try to do too much manipulation and all, BJP's focus right now is going to be the national elections, the general elections.
Yeah, it looks bad.
It looks bad.
It looks bad.
And it may backfire on them.
Yeah, and like I said, there have been 2 examples where it has backfired. And it's horrible to claim victory, to have a CM sworn in and then not last a week. The Congress is in trouble in Gujarat. They're going to get a saving grace, and to the credit of little bit of campaigning that Priyanka Gandhi has done for sure, but to the credit of Pratibha Singh, to Vikramaditya, the widow and the son of Veerbhadra Singh, they have pulled off a major upset. Now remember, they were expected to win. The trend in Himachal would mean that the Congress should have a thumping victory. But there was a lot of problems in the Congress. They couldn't agree on a CM's face. There was open factional fighting on record. People were coming out with lots of issues. That happens in the rough and tumble of politics. But in flipping one state, I think the Congress will like to see one more blue on the map. And this is not dependent on allies. But Joyita Basu, in the bottom line is, before I get back to the political guess, the X factor here is the Aam Aadmi Party. The Congress would have done a whole lot better in Gujarat, maybe 30, 40, 50 seats better in Gujarat if the Aam Aadmi Party was not there. And it is because the Aam Aadmi Party was a total whitewash in Himachal that they have done what they have.
Yes, but when you're talking about Gujarat, as I said, when you are looking in terms of the vote share, there's a 10% difference in vote share, even if you, add Congress and AAP vote share.
Yeah.
So you see, this is kind of...
So the BJP would have won Gujarat. They would have formed the government with a majority.
10% difference means a sweep.
A sweep, yeah. The threshold, ladies and gentlemen, if you're doing back of the envelope psephology, is the magic number is generally 40% vote share, because if you get 36% vote share also, 35% vote share, you might get only a handful of seats. The Aam Aadmi Party is going to end up somewhere between that 10 and 15% vote share mark. To the Congress's credit, they're going to get about 20% votes, but that is everything else that Aam Aadmi Party has eaten up. As things stand, de facto, before the Election Commission notification, the Aam Aadmi Party is now a national party, having won more than 6% votes in now more than 4 states. And with every minute that passes, it's becoming worse for the Congress in Gujarat, now down to 18. It is becoming better for them in Himachal. I think now in a comfortable majority. 34-35 is not a comfortable majority. 38-39 becomes a comfortable majority, where I don't think the BJP would be even in the least bit tempted to go through the rough and tumble of trying to now put together or concoct together a government at this point of time. Let me quickly get Mr. Juneja back into this conversation. Mr. Juneja, now there was a certain calculation I'm sure you've done, and it came in 2/4. One is that your history is to do well where the Congress has completely disappeared, Delhi, Punjab. Okay? It was a leap of the imagination to enter a state in which the BJP was the ruling or dominant party. You chose to do it in Gujarat, and then you chose to pretty much give up on Himachal and focus on Gujarat. What was the wind telling you of the weakness in the Congress that was giving you the opportunity to jump in?
Last time in 2017, Congress got 77 seats.
Yes.
People of Gujarat had lots of hope from them as an opposition, but they didn't deliver as a opposition. And instead, what happened? 17 out of those 77 shifted to Bharatiya Janata Party. So people of Gujarat were very sure that Congress is not going to be their voice even in an opposition. And this, in fact, created this space for Aam Aadmi Party. And
but in that event, Mr. Juneja, you have come and destroyed the opposition. Together you have 24 seats, and Narendra Modi now has 154 thanks to you.
No, it's not about destroying the opposition. Even our 5 or 6 MLAs, what the current trends are showing, they would be doing much better than what Congress did as a party.
Okay. I'll let Lavanya ji of the Congress respond to that. Sumit P, meanwhile, joining us in the studio. Lavanya ji, go ahead.
No, it has always been the case, the Aam Aadmi Party comes in and eats into the Congress vote share. It ultimately benefits the BJP. It has happened everywhere where they have contested in every place. This is what Aam Aadmi Party has been consistently doing. Like you said, it has benefited the BJP everywhere. And also, even in Himachal Pradesh, I understand we are leading in numbers, but the slim leads is a huge lesson for us in terms of not to be complacent. We cannot afford to be complacent because of the past histories that we have seen with our own party. It's extremely disappointing in Gujarat, in spite of so much of work that quite a few senior leaders have put in, that we have lost.
But Lavanya ji, if you look at the stark difference, ma'am, I know you'll do the internal calculations also. But in seats in Himachal, there are certain seats in which the Aam Aadmi candidate has won 58, 71 votes. So it's not even only Zamanat Jabt, it really meant that only he and his family voted for him, and not even friends came out to vote for him and classmates. So they've made no difference in Himachal, so they haven't hurt you. But they have certainly hurt you in Gujarat, ma'am, pretty badly.
Yes, absolutely, I agree. See, they may not have made a difference to us in Himachal Pradesh. The goal of Aam Aadmi Party, I'm sure, is to increase their party share this time in the new states that they're contesting. But this is a lesson for Congress everywhere, even in the upcoming states where we are going into elections, be it Karnataka or other states,
Yeah,
that
Madhya
how we
Pradesh.
to be complacent, how the slim margins of winning by a few hundred votes shows us how delicate the situation is. And yes, Himachal has been great for us. We were expecting
Okay.
Himachal, but it is very sad what has happened to
Okay,
us in
all right.
Gujarat.
Okay, so
I
here,
hope we go into
I think that now we are nearing noon. Okay, and the trends are stabilizing. It is getting worse for the Congress, and it's getting in Gujarat, and it's getting better for them in Himachal. I think they are sort of at the zone now, at the 38-39 zone, where they would feel a lot more confident about their majority. At 34 and 35, which is the knife edge, I don't think you're confident about your majority at that point of time. And from, this is my gut reaction, okay, the BJP is a very aggressive election machine. But from what I've experienced, I've seen in Karnataka and Maharashtra, I don't think that they're going to go fishing around and they will honorably accept that the mandate in Himachal is not for them, even though they have got many moral victories and trend buckings to do. Then, of course, there will be a dissection. Remember the gut of JP Nadda, the gut of Anurag Thakur, the performance is there. If the BJP is done well there, they'll be happy that they buck the trends in these places. Before I come back to Mr. Juneja, several BJP leaders reacting to the victory in Gujarat, which is now done and dusted. Now it's about whether it's 3/4 majority or not. That's where they headed. Unbelievable. I mean, everybody knew the BJP is going to win. But this win is history breaking. This is the worst performance for the Congress in the history of independent India and Gujarat. Unbelievable. Let's listen in. I think Narendra Tomar, Union Minister, speaking out. Listen in.
गुजरात में जो रुझान आ रहे हैं उसके आधार पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी विजय की ओर बहुत तेज़ी से अग्रसर हो रही है। यह हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार की उपलब्धियां और कार्यकर्ताओं के परिश्रम और जनता के आशीर्वाद की जीत।
तोमर साहब, एक जो है कि आप पार्टी भी गई थी, कई उनके जो है रोड शो प्रचार, लेकिन जिस तरह से बीजेपी वहाँ पर फुटप्रिंट बीजेपी जमाई हुई है,
मैं समझता हूँ कि आप प्रतिपक्ष के लोगों को भी नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सकारात्मक नीतियों को मान लेना चाहिए और ज़बरदस्ती जो दुष्प्रचार करके राजनीति में माहौल को ख़राब करते हैं उससे लोगों को बाज आना।
मोदी मैजिक लगातार गुजरात में जारी है।
हाँ, मोदी जी की लोकप्रियता तो देश में भी है, गुजरात में भी है और सारी दुनिया में भी है और उस लोकप्रियता और कुशलता के कारण आज देश की साख पूरी दुनिया में बढ़ रही है।
धन्यवाद। हमारे साथ केंद्रीय मंत्री दर्शना जरदोशी जी हैं। मैम, जिस तरह से गुजरात में प्रचंड जो है बहुमत की ओर बीजेपी एक इतिहास रचने की ओर,
हमें ये भरोसा था और ये भरोसा कायम रहा। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने पहले दिन से जो बोला है वो करा है और प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो विश्वास दिला है और लोगों को, गुजरात की प्रजा को ये भरोसा है कि प्रधानमंत्री ये जो बोलते हैं वही करते हैं। और जब प्रधानमंत्री ने खुद आह्वान किया होगा कि मेरा रिकॉर्ड भूपेंद्र भाई तोड़ेंगे, तो ये हमने साबित कर लिया कि उनके वचन हमारे लिए कितने सिंसियर है, कैसे हम करते हैं। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी पार्टी, इसका इतना बड़ा संगठन, सबसे बड़े चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि और हमारे छोटे से छोटे कार्यकर्ता जो प्लानिंग से साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं, तो उसी की ये जीत है।
क्या आपको लगता है कि क्या मुद्दा ज़्यादा हावी रहा? जिस तरह से आपके विपक्ष में जो कई लोग थे, जो मुद्दे उठाए गए, क्या आखिरकार गुजरात की जनता? नहीं, लोगों ने मुद्दे उठाए होंगे, हमने तो डेवलपमेंट का मुद्दा ही उठाया, विकास ही किया और डबल इंजन की सरकार की बातें की जो लोगों के प्रति उनको पसंद भी आई, लोगों तक ये योजना पहुँचाई और केंद्र और राज्य दोनों ने मिलकर साथ में काम किया।
अहमदाबाद की अगर बात की जाए तो बीजल बहन हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। भाजपा के साथ वो काफी सालों से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और जिस तरह से उनका कहना है कि शहर के विकास के साथ भी उनका जो पुराना रास्ता रहा है, पुराना रिश्ता रहा है, उन सब के बीच में इस बार भी चर्चा कई तौर पे है, क्योंकि भाजपा के सामने इस बार पहली बार आम आदमी पार्टी है। बीजल बहन के पास हम जाएंगे। बीजल बहन, इस बार क्योंकि आप अहमदाबाद के साथ जिस तरह से जुड़े हुए हैं और विकास की बात करते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं इस बार कांग्रेस से लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी कहीं ना कहीं पड़कार फेंक रही है और इन सब के बीच में सीधी टक्कर पहली बार तीसरी पार्टी के सामने है, तो क्या लगता है वाकई कोई प्रेशर है अंदर?
कोई प्रेशर नहीं है। और मैं आपके माध्यम से पूरे गुजरात को बताना चाहूँगी कि ये गुजरात है, ये दिल्ली नहीं है, ये पंजाब नहीं है, कि हमारे गुजरात की जनता को कुछ मुफ्त में नहीं चाहिए। वो अपने हिसाब से, अपने बलबूते पर अपनी सुरक्षा और अपनी सहूलियत मांगना चाहती है। और उनको पता है कि उनका विधायक उनको कैसा चाहिए, उनको इनका मुख्यमंत्री कैसा चाहिए। गुजरात ने तो अपना मूड बना लिया है और वो मूड आज आपको रिजल्ट में दिखेगा।
बिजल, क्योंकि मैं इस बार पूरे राज्य के नहीं शहर की बात करूंगा, क्योंकि अहमदाबाद शहर को जिस तरह से आप बखूबी जानते हो, आपने जिस प्रकार के काम किए, कहीं ना कहीं लोगों का मानना है कि रूरल एरिया में कहीं अलग इफेक्ट है बाकी दो पार्टियों की, और जो अर्बन एरिया है वहां पे बीजेपी की पकड़ काफी मजबूत है। हालांकि 8 के बाद क्लियर हो जाएगा। तो ये ट्रेंड इस बार,
अरे निकलिए से यार, क्या चल रहा है? I mean, come on. I mean, we are having a conversation now at the end of the election results. My PCR crew is still getting confused on what they should be doing. Let me come back. You're saying stand by my friend when I'm on air. Okay, who is sitting in PCR? It begs the mention. The point that I was trying to make before we went into those outdated now sound bites was that the trend in Gujarat, with every minute it's passing, is no longer about what the BJP is up to in terms of winning or losing. At 122, they crossed 2/3. Okay. They've now crossed 3/4. So we are reaching a situation now with every minute that the Congress number is just falling. The Aam Aadmi Party and independents could well end up in a similar figure as the Congress in Gujarat. It's shockingly. It is shocking. Now, we keep thinking the Congress has hit rock bottom in certain places. Clearly, what it tells us that a decade later, it has not yet hit rock bottom. There is some comeuppance in relief. I won't even say hope, it's a relief. Himachal will be relieving for any Congress Karyakarta, because of the time and effort and energy resources that are being devoted to this Bharat Jodo Yatra. It would have been crushing if they had lost Himachal also. It's just demotivating. Think of any team and how demotivating it can be. Sumit P joining us on the broadcast. Sumit, I mean, we have to give credit to Narendra Modi and the BJP election machine. They certainly would have gotten the 2/3 majority in Gujarat without anybody's help. But I think there are certain places where the Aam Aadmi Party has come out as number 2, where certainly the Aam Aadmi Party is to be credited or to take the blame for destroying, tabah kar diya Congress ko.
I think Rishabh ji, like the last election is the same analogy. केजरीवाल जी की कोठी वहाँ बनती है जहाँ कांग्रेस का महल ढलता है. So it is basically, it's Kejriwal is coming that place only where Congress is weak. He's building his party and his cadre and his stature on the cost of Congress. It's not Congress literally fought. Where was Congress fighting? Look at the debacle of the Congress. If we compare it with the last election and with this election, Congress has been decimated. So if somebody gets decimated, somebody will get something out of it. That is what Mr. Kejriwal got. So it is not Aam Aadmi Party which has come up, and I kind of, it's a bit laughable when Mr. Kejriwal was saying कि गुजरात में अगली सरकार हम बनाने वाले हैं. Modi is scared because of our presence in Gujarat. Modi is scared because how much better we are doing in Gujarat. Modi is scared looking at our support in Gujarat. Well, those all things don't seem to work. It is just the Congress went down, and whatever was the leftover, you use that to build your koti. That's a simple analogy. He has not been able to cast away in Gujarat. He has not been able to cast away in Himachal.
But Sumit, I'm just trying to understand this, because there is a weakness that was spotted by the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat, which they did not spot in Himachal. They've done a very calculated move. Okay, so far their entire electoral history is been built on where the Congress is strong, not where the BJP is strong. Okay?
Correct.
So they have jumped at it, and they took a choice. They had a choice to divide their resources, to focus completely on Himachal and not on Gujarat, which is Modi's home state. Okay, but they chose to focus on Gujarat and leave Himachal alone. And look at it, the same Arvind Kejriwal, the same messaging, the same promises, the same, freebies, SOPs, whatever, the same PR machinery. Yes, not as much time and resources devoted to Himachal, but you get 12-13% of the vote share in Gujarat, and you lose zamanat in all your seats in Himachal. I mean, it doesn't register.
Rishabh, the idea is that this free Bijli Pani did not work in UP. It didn't work in last 5 state elections. It's not working now. It's only working in the Delhi cluster.
Okay. Speaking of the Aam Aadmi Party, Sanjay Singh speaking out. Let's listen in.
बीजेपी एक बम्पर जीत दर्ज करने जा रही है गुजरात में.
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं इस जनादेश का सर झुका के सम्मान करते हुए गुजरात की जनता को हृदय की गहराइयों से बधाई देना चाहता हूं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आम आदमी पार्टी को गुजरात की जनता ने राष्ट्रीय दल बनाने का काम किया है। 10 वर्षों में हिंदुस्तान की सबसे तेजी से बढ़ने वाली पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के नेतृत्व में आज आम आदमी पार्टी राष्ट्रीय दल बन गया है। ये एक बहुत बड़ी सफलता है। इसके लिए गुजरात के लोगों को हृदय से धन्यवाद और शुभकामनाएं। चुनाव का जो परिणाम आया है, अभी तक लगभग 15% वोट शेयर आएंगे इस चुनाव में। आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि मोदी जी और अमित शाह जी का गढ़ है गुजरात। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की प्रयोगशाला है गुजरात। 27 वर्षों से गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी का शासन है और उस किले को भेदना कोई आसान काम नहीं था। और पहले चुनाव के हिसाब से अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के उस गढ़ में भेद किया है। आम आदमी पार्टी ने उस गढ़ को भेदा है। मैं समझता हूं कि इसको एक सकारात्मक दृष्टि से उत्साहजनक फैसले के रूप में लेना चाहिए। आज देश के आम आदमी पार्टी के सभी कार्यकर्ताओं को और देश की जनता को हृदय से बधाई, शुभकामनाएं। आपने आम आदमी पार्टी को राष्ट्रीय दल बनाया और आगे का सफर और मजबूती और तेजी के साथ हम लोग।
Okay, there you heard Sanjay Singh there. Remember, the bottom line for the Aam Aadmi Party was 0. Okay, so anything is better. Mr. Juneja, to some regards, many congratulations. I've already mentioned. Technically now, pending a notification from the Election Commission of India, you now qualify as a national party, having won more than 6% vote share in 4 assembly elections. So many congratulations. How does it feel, sir? Does it feel like a comeuppance? Does it feel like some sort of de facto victory or growth? What's it about today?
It's of course, we are thankful to the people of Gujarat that they have given us such a huge number of voting percentage, which will help us to become a national party. See, becoming a national party is important for any political party for a few reasons, right? A national party enjoys a certain particular status that they can have a say within the political scenario of any country. So, I'm sorry.
Mr. Juneja, are you convinced now that any future election at Gujarat, at local or even national level in 2024, sir, in which, let's face it, sir, I mean, you don't have the wherewithal to take on the BJP nationally. It's 2 states with you and maybe 1 or 2 in which you can put up a fight.
Right.
So the Congress party is still the larger party. It's been many decades or many years at least before you become that large. Are you going to be solely responsible for the Cong Mukt Bharat, which the BJP started, sir?
No. I don't believe in any person Mukt Bharat or any political party Mukt Bharat. What we are working for is for the people of India. We go there everywhere where we have some space, where people want us to come and want us to contest the existing establishment, be it the ruling or the opposition.
Okay. Fiza, can we get this map back on our screens because it's very telling. Joyita, I want you to look at this map on our screens. This was just a pictographical representation of Gujarat as it stood yesterday and as it stands today in terms of color representation. The green is the Congress, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
What's the blue?
The blue is the Aam Aadmi Party and I think the white is the others. So what just happened is palpably obvious on your screens. 2017 was close. The light blue were the other parties. And 2022 is not even close. It's almost laughable. Joyita Basu, that's as stark an example as it gets.
Yes, exactly. And it would be interesting to also find out what is the margin like in all these seats, where is the green seats that were there, which have all turned to saffron, and also there's a patch of blue over there where obviously another party has made a debut. Now it looks like BJP has been able to break the jinx that it had in the Saurashtra region in particular.
Okay, Joyita, sorry to interrupt you. For some reason, I'm told we can't hear you. So why don't you take that for a second, Sumit, on just the map that you're seeing on your screens.
Rishabh, last time there was a fight. There was a nail-biting fight between Congress and the BJP. But this time around, it is primarily BJP who's dominating. So there is no Congress in the picture, and Aam Aadmi Party has not been able to make a dent to amidst all the tall claims. You know, up till yesterday we were hearing that 27 साल का कुशासन, there has been misgovernance for 27 years, this in anti-incumbency, and Aam Aadmi Party will be a fresh breath of fresh air which the people of Gujarat are waiting. They are literally, they are literally welcoming us in every nook and corner of Gujarat. But when it comes to the votes today, it doesn't seem to be the case. It is still Modi ji who is dominating his own state. I mean, it is very difficult to get into that. Okay, from 0 to 6 you have got something, 0 plus 6 is something. But your claims that you will dismantle Modi in Gujarat, and what happened to that anti-incumbency? Now you are saying that 27 साल से ये यहाँ राज कर रहे हैं. That means for last 27 years they have been doing a fantastically good work. Then you have to agree to a term called pro-incumbency. Then you have to agree to a term called
so
nothing called incumbency.
That is sold. Are we saying that the BJP won because of the Aam Aadmi Party? No. The BJP won because of the BJP,
Congress.
because of pro-incumbency, failure of Congress.
Correct.
Modi wave, Modi tsunami, certainly that's why they won. But 154 and the decimation of the Congress to under 20, that, Sumit Peer, is certainly the handiwork of the Aam Aadmi Party.
Of course, it is because of Aam Aadmi Party that Congress has come to this low. Last year, Aam Aadmi Party was not a player. You see, Congress and BJP were neck to neck. It was almost a nail-biting finish. But this time, Aam Aadmi Party did, or rather helped BJP to win Gujarat by a 2/3 majority today. And even in Himachal, we don't know how the trends, kind of stabilize, because at some seats, the margin is less than 500 or 1,000 votes. That might change.
Less than 1,000, I would say, still have a chance of flipping. More than 1,000 at this stage after 8-9 rounds of counting is tough. So, the trend is stabilizing, Sumit. And what would be your baseline? I was asking Joyita this. I think for me, Joyita says 32. For me, I say anything less than 30. I don't think the BJP should be, then messing about. 30 would, still be, give them a shot with the independents to somehow creep up there. What's your baseline? 27, is it worth trying, or is just too honorable sit in the opposition, having had a good show? The sitting chief minister has won. They've done a better performance than most people expected, and they accept that, okay, Himachal government is not theirs. Sumit.
Rishabh, I'll stick to what we discussed earlier, 30 to 35. That is what they can pull. Around anything between 30 to 35 were discussed on the pre-exit poll day. So that would be a likely number, because there are a lot of seats where the margin is quite low and they can swing here and there. So if they get 30, 32, 31, then they have a chance. If they get less than 30, then obviously there's no chance.
Okay, 150 plus is where things are standing for the BJP. The Congress in Gujarat is crept up to 21. That is as bad a decimation as it possibly gets. It's like I said, it's every time we sit in these election results and we think that there are no new lows the Congress can make, well, they just made another one. If you look at the national picture, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Himachal Pradesh is going to join the desperately needed kitty of Congress governments that are run by the Congress, with the Congress in a simple majority. Bihar counts for sure, but the Congress, remember, is not the power maker, power broker there. They are just a part of the alliance with not enough in their kitty to form a government on their own for sure. And the government, remember, of Nitish Kumar and along with the RJD has just recently flipped after what happened similarly in the opposite direction. In Maharashtra. Joyita Basu still with us. Priya Sehgal joining us on the broadcast, our senior executive editor. See, Priya, you've joined us when the things are now roughly stable. Let's look at Gujarat first before going into Himachal. What just happened?
I think, Rishabh, this is something that most of us had been also predicting, that the Gujarat election would have a clean sweep, in terms of Modi, because the election was faced on the Prime Minister's card. Despite 27 years of development, I did think they would cross the 3-digit, but not this sweep. This sweep was, I think, nobody really predicted such a huge sweep for them. Aam Aadmi Party not making a dent is very interesting. Kejriwal's national ambitions, he really came in a big way, and he ran a pretty decent campaign, I thought, speaking on development, speaking on issues. But somehow, because there's no presence on the ground, I think that failed to take off.
If they get 12-13% vote share, they have destroyed the Congress. No, that's the vote share they took from the Congress and not from the BJP.
Correct. So they were anyways going to be eating into the fight was not really who's going to win Gujarat, but who's going to be the main opposition party. That was the main narrative as far as Gujarat is concerned. Aam Aadmi Party has definitely, as I said, dented. Congress miserably failed to hold on to its lead of last time. It had a very good lead of 77 seats in the last election, with Rahul Gandhi missing The question really comes now is, Rishabh, is Rahul Gandhi essential for a Congress campaign or not? Because, you know,
I mean, he spent 1 day in Gujarat and I think no time in Himachal.
No time in Himachal. And but the last election, he spearheaded the Gujarat campaign. So, you know, all the stuff one says about Rahul Gandhi, end of the day, last time, if you take a look at the Gujarat results versus this time, the only missing
last
factor
time it was a closer call, no doubt about 77 to 99.
So, you know, you know, that's a question we can debate later. You know, does Rahul Gandhi make a difference or not? I think that's an interesting debate to have for a later stage. But Prime Minister Modi's magic works. You know, people always say कि मोदी है तो मुमकिन है, ये तो मोदी है इसी तो ही मुमकिन है. Without Modi, Gujarat, I don't think the BJP would have got that much. How many people even remember the chief minister's name? They've changed so many chief ministers. So at that sense of the day, I think this is...
Are there members of parliament sitting right now in the Lok Sabha who just won because people were voting Modi? For sure there are. If it is on their own merit, they won't win. But then that's the election machine. Narendra Modi is creating a sort of a BJP era. A BJP yoke, there is no denying it. It is now established. We are now how many years in? We started 2008 campaigning, started as 14 years later since he started campaigning for the 2009 Lok Sabha elections.
Correct.
And we are still talking Modi wave, Modi tsunami. These are the results that reflect a wave. The Aam Aadmi Party, Priya, 10-12% vote share. Okay, several seats they are number 2 in. I'm getting a tabulation of how many.
Okay.
Because if they're in 20-30 seats, they're number 2. That will be a huge dent because they'll be number 2 party then. But in Himachal, Zamanat Zabt, 50, 60, 70 votes per constituency. Very strange, the difference.
But Himachal, they never campaigned, Aam Aadmi Party, Rishabh. They gave up that election sometime back, especially after Anurag Thakur took almost half the Aam Aadmi Party cadre into the BJP. They openly said that we are not campaigning. They said it's lack of funds. When funds they had enough, maybe not as much as BJP, but they had some kind of funds. So end of the day, Himachal, Aam Aadmi Party not doing well. They were not really fighting that election at all after the initial forays. It was Gujarat.
Is it reasonable to say that's the difference? The Congress would have lost that handful, 4-5 seats if the Aam Aadmi Party had done slightly better, and that would have been advantage BJP.
Absolutely,
it's only 4-5 seats that makes a difference.
Correct, in that state of Himachal. You're absolutely right. And the BJP lost because of its own, not that the Congress won. BJP lost because of its own rebel candidates, 20 rebel candidates.
Okay. So do we give Sumit P, do we give some credit to Pratibha Singh, to Vikramaditya? I mean, after Veerbhadra's donning his legacy, which has not been easy, there's been open factionalism. They couldn't agree on a CM space. There were many people who were, who wanted Vikramaditya's ticket to be cut. They wanted, they were not so sure about Pratibha Singh's leadership. She would openly admit it, that there are many people not so sure of backing me wholeheartedly. So is it just statistical luck, or do we give some credit now to Pratibha Singh and maybe even Priyanka Gandhi?
I think there are two people who deserve the credit here. One is Aam Aadmi Party for not fighting. Second is Pratibha ji, because she did it, whatever she did it on her own. With all the odds on her side, she pulled it on her own. That is how it happened. And BJP had this problem of rebel candidates, and the rebel camps are still there. So there is even some undercurrent in Himachal. That helped. That kind of did not, that helped here. If Aam Aadmi would have fought, the things would have been different.
Okay, Himachal is still relevant, which is why I'm going to focus a little bit more on the results. Before I go across to my colleague Uday, who's going to be bringing you the results from Gujarat. Just 1 second. I think the PCR is in a hurry today to press a lot of buttons. So let me just take you to the Himachal results. In Chintpurni, the Congress has now been declared the winner. So that's one seat that is done and dusted. The winner has been declared. In Shahpur, after 8 rounds, Keval Pathania is leading by 8,400 votes. So he's expected to win that seat. In Nadon, the BJP is losing. The Congress is ahead by 5,000. So they are expected to take that as well. KL Thakur, ladies and gentlemen, has had a strong performance. He has gotten more votes. He's the BJP rebel in the others list, in the 3 others. And he is won by more than 10,000 votes. So he certainly damaged the BJP and the Congress there. Mallikarjun Kharge, president of the Congress party, responding. Let's listen in. Okay.
नहीं, मैं बोला ना, उसके लिए हम सेपरेट बात करेंगे पूरे।
हिमाचल में आपका क्या है आकलन सर? हिमाचल में आप लोगों को
मैं कहा ना है कि सभी रिजल्ट आने के बाद शाम में हमारे पार्टी का जो कुछ कहना है वो कहेंगे।
सर रुक के बोल, एक सेकंड सर, एक बाइट देके चलिए।
Okay. You heard Mallikarjun Kharge there, not saying much. He did campaign for what it's worth in the limited period of time in Gujarat. He is an important political face, remember, from Karnataka, and only recently become Congress president, and you can well imagine the purposes he's serving as Congress president. Meanwhile, let me go through the tabulation because it still matters. In Jwalamukhi, seat number 12 in Himachal Pradesh, it is the Congress with a lead of more than 5,000. And here is a very interesting thing. 20,000 votes for the Congress, 14,000 votes for the BJP, 500 votes for the Aam Aadmi Party. It shows you the difference of the Aam Aadmi Party's performance in Gujarat versus in Himachal. In Nahan, meanwhile, Ajay Solanki of the Congress is leading by 1,600 votes. He is expected to take that. As I've already mentioned, KL Thakur has won his seat. He's the rebel for the BJP that cost the BJP in this case. In Kusumpatti, Anirudh Singh of the Congress has now won. That one is over. Then that's good news for the Congress there. One more confirmed in the bag, not just a lead. In Bhoranj, the BJP is leading by about 2,000 votes. That is Anil Dhiman of the BJP that's leading by 2,000 votes. Okay, so that's the update from Himachal. In Arki, let me give you a quick update. It is the Congress candidate with 19,000 votes who is expected to now win this seat. And the BJP's candidate is nowhere in the picture here with only 9,000 votes. The independent Rajinder has more votes than the BJP, so that's the seat for the Congress. Let's go shift focus back to Gujarat, where my colleague Uday is bringing us the wins and losses. Uday, take it away.
Well, absolutely, Rishabh. Gujarat, of course, is turning out to be a landslide win for the Bharatiya Janata Party. But what about the VIP seats? What about the big leaders of the BJP, the AAP and the Congress? How are they faring? Let's quickly tell you. So this is a surprise now that is coming in for Jignesh Mevani. He is, remember, a prominent leader of the Congress Party. Last time won as independent. He is now trailing from Vadgam seat. So it's now not good news for Jignesh Mevani. Remember, Hardik Patel early in the morning was trailing. Now it's a lead for him and a comfortable lead. So Hardik Patel in the green. He's fighting his first election on a BJP ticket this time. He is now leading. Meanwhile, Isudan Gadvi, it's been going up, down, but currently from Khambhalia, fighting, of course, on the Aam Aadmi Party ticket. He's the AAP CM face. He is trailing. Again, another prominent AAP leader from the state of Gujarat, state president of the Aam Aadmi Party, fighting from Katargam. He is trailing right now, Gopal Italia. So Gopal Italia also trailing right now. Amiben Yagnik, prominent face of the Congress Party on television debates. She is also an MP. She is contesting from Gatodia. She is trailing right now. Amiben Yagnik in the red currently. If we talk about El Bharwad, he is fighting from the Viramgam seat. He is trailing. He is, of course, the Congress candidate from that particular seat. He is currently trailing right now. Kanti Amrutia, remember, he is the new entrant from Morbi. The BJP dropped its sitting MLA from Morbi, but the BJP is leading in the Morbi seat. Remember, that's an issue that the opposition had tried to pull aside after that bridge tragedy. Rivaba Jadeja, star cricketer Ravindra Jadeja's wife, widely expected to win the Jamnagar North seat, and yes, sure enough, she is leading. She's been leading considerably since the morning. Her opponent from Jamnagar North, B. Jadeja of the Congress Party, trailing despite certain family members of Ravindra Jadeja's family actually supporting him against his wife. Let's now quickly go across to the Khambhalia seat where V. Madam is trailing of the Congress Party. Remember, this is, of course, the CM seat. Obviously, the Congress is trailing from that particular seat in Gujarat. If we talk about Mulubera, he is leading from BJP. Let's quickly go to the next, if we can.
Okay, let me take over, Uday, from here as we now come back to Himachal for a second. There's a very interesting now, this is where, the breakup is going to be very, very fascinating. So Vikramaditya Singh contesting from Shimla Rural. Okay, here's where the breakup sounds. This is after round 15, so this is finished. Okay, elections are over. Vikramaditya has got 30,653 votes. He's had a thumping victory over Ravi Kumar Mehta of the BJP, who's only got 18,000 votes. So he's won by 17,000 votes in Himachal, in Vidhan Sabha. That's a thumping victory. Okay. The Aam Aadmi Party's Prem Thakur has got 223 votes. He's got less votes than Nota. Okay. This is the difference that the Aam Aadmi Party has made in Gujarat, and it has made absolutely no bunkum of a difference in Himachal. Absolutely nothing. Now, it's the same Arvind Kejriwal, it's the same poll plank, not as much campaigning effort, initiative and resources for sure. The focus was completely on Gujarat, no doubt about it. But the lesson here was that the Aam Aadmi Party sniffed something in Gujarat and they went for the jugular. And they didn't sniff it in Himachal, because Himachal, the smaller state with a known anti-incumbency of flipping around, with a definitely weak Congress at the point of time, they could have gone for the jugular there. They went for the jugular in Gujarat. And in Gujarat, don't just go by the numbers of 6. Those don't really count. That's a khata kholo. It's where they've come second, and it's the 10-12% votes that they've taken away from the Congress. Big news. So meanwhile, in Kullu, it is the Congress's Sundar Singh Thakur who has now won that seat with about a 5,000 vote margin. So he's taking it. Big news coming there as these seats now solidify into results. Priya Sehgal, before I come back to Joyita, as things stand in Himachal, 34-35 when the Congress was standing at, that wasn't a comfortable majority. 38 or so now becomes more comfortable, where you can't expect any fishing expedition from the BJP.
No, absolutely. Here the Congress has a clear win. I think there's no doubt that they will be forming the government. And more importantly, also, we spoke about Pratibha Singh, but there's another leader I would like to put on the table, Mukesh Agnihotri. He is the CLP leader of the Congress, and chances are that he has a strong chance also of becoming the chief minister. He will definitely be in the running. If the numbers were a little more, undecided, then he would be definitely in, because he has a art of building a consensus. But with the clear win, Pratibha's name is also very much on the table, as is Mukesh Agnihotri. So these two names are the ones to really watch out for. And the campaign was not just Pratibha's. End of the day, it was divided amongst various leaders. We saw R.S. Bali also winning. He is G.S. Bali's son. We just saw on the screen that he's leading. So the various sections of Old Simla, New Simla, Upper Himachal, Lower Himachal, there have been a whole lot of BJP. There was not just one face that you could say was leading the thing. Nowhere was it said that Pratibha is the CM candidate. This decision is going to be taken by the Congress High Command, as they always do. And in all probability, it could be Mukesh Agnihotri. He's a young leader, he's a CLP leader, and there was this whole animosity between Veerbhadra's family.
But then what happens?
And Pratibha Singh also in the middle of the campaign took pot shots at Priyanka Gandhi. Don't forget that also.
Yeah, so
there is, let's wait and see as to who. Himachal, there will be interesting. At least we'll see some kind of government formation, some kind of jostling
Let me put the question.
Congress.
Shivam Chapra of the Bharatiya Janata Party joining us on the broadcast. Shivam ji, many congratulations for a thumping victory in Gujarat. You would have won it anyway, but I'm sure you're pleased if the final victory result is 150 plus, which is where things stand right now. But let me ask you about Himachal, sir. Under 30, will you be happy to sit in the opposition?
Well, I think nobody wants to sit in the opposition. I think we performed quite well in Gujarat, and so we wanted to perform well in Himachal Pradesh too. But I think the trends show the other way around. But I still think let us wait for the final tally to come in. Let us wait for the final results to come in. I'm still hopeful that we might be nearing the magic number, and we might form the government in Himachal Pradesh too.
Okay, it's looking more and more difficult as the trends are getting better for you in Gujarat since this morning. With every minute that passes, the Congress slips even further, and you slip even higher. 150 is where the BJP stands now. 122, ladies and gentlemen, would have been the 2/3. This is now approaching 3/4 majority. I mean, this is the biggest ever performance of the Bharatiya Janata Party ever in Gujarat, and this is the 7th term they're winning. It's the worst ever performance for the Indian National Congress in Gujarat in the history of independent India. And so much so, ladies and gentlemen, I've said this several times since yesterday. In any state since 1952 where the Congress has become the number 3 party, they have never again formed the government by themselves in that state. Never again. And that is a historical fact. You can do the mathematics on that one. That's why it's so dangerous for them not to become the number 3 party. It's happened everywhere. They've never recovered to be able to form the government again. But the focus in Himachal is a bit different. Sumit Peer, on pragmatic on matters, if this holds, this is the final result, then Himachal has been won by the Congress. And under 30, I don't see a chance for the BJP to form a government there.
Yeah, Rishabh, honestly, under 30, it will be a much tall order and literally impossible, because by that time, the other side would have crossed 34. The moment you cross 34 out of 68, it's done and dusted. So if you're around 34 or 33, there's a chance. But if you cross 34, for that, BJP has to cross 30 for a chance to be there.
Did matter. Okay. Hoshiar Singh, KL Thakur from Nalagarh, he was the sitting BJP MLA, was not given a ticket, contested as an independent to prove a point, and he's won with a thumping majority. So he could have been an obvious person who could have backed them. The last guy is Ashish Kumar. He's a Congress rebel. After Pushpendra Verma was given the ticket and he rebelled, and he is likely to win. Or if he's not already won, he's likely to win. So these are the three people. But the math simply doesn't work. 35 it takes to form a government. The BJP can at best do 30. And I think it will be too much to wish that Joyita Basu, that suddenly 10 Congress sitting MLAs or just voted MLAs will suddenly have a change of heart. I think that's too much electioneering. I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think so either. And as I said, the Lok Sabha elections are coming up, and from all reports that we have been getting, I mean, the same people who have voted for the Congress, they are talking about in terms of voting for Prime Minister Modi. So BJP has already an edge, in that area. So I don't think they will go for bad optics right now and spoil the game for themselves.
Okay, so let me get Shivam Chhabra into this. Shivam Chhabra, the Aam Aadmi Party has so far only been successful in states or areas where the BJP has been weak. The BJP wasn't in Delhi for the last 30 years in any significant capacity, and the Aam Aadmi Party did well. In Punjab, the BJP, that was not BJP's strong state. You had an ally there called the Shiromani Akali Dal once upon a time in the NDA. It was theirs to win and lose. You were not a strong state. They chose to come to Gujarat, methinks, because of a weakness in the Congress, not because they thought they'll beat you. But you chose to fight them in Delhi. So clearly you think they are a future threat.
See, what is interesting to see that Aam Aadmi Party is growing only in the regions where Congress party is, coming down weaker. So, be it, as you rightly mentioned, Punjab, maybe the regions of Delhi, almost in the entire vote bank of Congress virtually shifted to Aam Aadmi Party. So that's the fact of the matter. I mean, nobody can deny it. Similar goes in, let us say, what all happened in, yesterday's polls, you were covering the same too. So the entire vote bank of Congress is being shifted to Aam Aadmi Party, and I think what all claims they make, the fact of the matter is, certainly the Aam Aadmi Party is the B team of Congress Party the way they are working, because Congress Party feels that they are unable to deliver to the promises they make to the people of this any region where they probably fight the election.
Chhabra, in Gujarat, they've certainly benefited you, sir, because we give you credit for the win outright. We give you credit for 2/3 seats, but certainly 10-20 seats in which the Aam Aadmi Party is the number 2 now. That there is a gap between you and the Congress, and somebody else is slipped in between. Those are seats that they have converted into victories for you. So they have done damage to the Congress today, but they could do damage to you in the future. Are you concerned that this is a far more organized force than the Congress?
No. We are only concerned about our working. We are a better organized party than anybody else in this country. We are a cadre-based party. What all Aam Aadmi Party is getting, they are all imported people from our party or maybe the Congress party or other parties. So I don't think that they need to be taken too much seriously. And I think the kind of politics they practice, Rishabh, you need to realize the kind of promises, the guarantees, and the other things they do it. And I think what is the worst case scenario is the corruption. I mean, I think they have done a PhD
but
in
the corruption
even
charge
better than
didn't
the Congress
stick
party.
in Delhi as much as you wanted to. If it had stuck, in areas where Satyendra Jain was the MLA. Yes, the Aam Aadmi Party hasn't done well in those areas, but they won the MCD election, so it didn't stick as much as you wanted to. The freebie charge also probably worked in Gujarat if 12% of the votes.
But winning.
So where are the 12% of the votes in Gujarat coming from, Shivam Chhabra? I mean, somebody has voted for the Aam Aadmi Party.
So
12% is a large chunk.
What I'm saying is, winning or losing. No. What I'm saying is, winning or losing election will not certify if they are corrupt or not. One. Number two, what all issues we went into the election with be it Satyendra Jain. Now you cannot deny Satyendra Jain was basically getting a massage from a boxo accused. You cannot deny that fact. Now that does not mean that it's not a poll issue. It's not a poll issue. Trust me, it was never a poll issue. It was more of an issue which actually unfurled the true colors of
I'll let Mr. Juneja from the Aam Aadmi Party respond to that before I have to ask some larger questions from my guest sitting with me. Okay, let Mr. Juneja respond to that.
Yes. See, the people of Gujarat have rejected the charges of corruption. Not only that, this is even evident from the fact that after a raid on Manish Sisodia's place, after getting his lockers open, and after making so much of allegations against Manish Sisodia, when the charge sheet was filed, there was nothing in the charge sheet to accuse him about any wrong so far as Delhi is concerned. So this is what BJP did to
no, this always happens in politics,
yes.
sir. I remember there was
Yes.
there was a 2G case which no longer exists. There was a coal gate case which no longer exists. I don't know what happened to Suresh Kalmadi in the CWG scams. Somehow these corruption charges disappear, and let's not also run away from the fact that, sir, it was your party chief, Mr. Kejriwal, who was famous for going to Constitution Club, making corruption allegations in a press conference and then doing nothing about them. So this cuts all across. The bottom line is they tried to taint you with corruption. Maybe it made some impact, but you still won the MCD polls. The bottom line is you won 12% votes in Gujarat, which has made an impact. Mahima Singh joining us from the Congress. Mahima ji, commiserations for what has been a debacle, ma'am, in Gujarat. But let's start with Himachal, where it's looking good right now. So that's some happy news, some silver lining there. How are you feeling, and what do you credit to a good performance in Himachal, even though the BJP claims that they've given you a close fight?
Thank you so much, Rishabh ji. I'll start with Gujarat. Thank you so much for your good wishes on Himachal, but I'll start from Gujarat, because in Gujarat there is a desperate disease, and desperate diseases call for desperate remedies, as they say. So and in fact there are multiple desperate diseases there. Number one is this complacency that has come over the last 3 decades, wherein a Morbi can happen, wherein a drug gate can happen, wherein liquor scams, death over poisonous liquor can happen, where inflation, unemployment can happen, wherein CAG can keep on alarming the state about the revenue deficit, yet the voter will vote in for the Modi factor. Number one, that is the desperate disease. The other desperate disease is
are we blaming the voter of Gujarat this morning? That would be a bit extreme.
No. The complacency that the BJP has created. They are making it appear like it's all about the Prime Minister and the Home Minister and a whole array of ministers.
No, but people get to vote, ma'am, and they decided to vote this way. Unless you're saying it's all fixed.
On behalf of no, it's not. But it is. If it is not fixed, but it is certainly some significant amount of skullduggery. It is certainly some significant amount of machination.
What do you think the machinations are? I mean, what is the machination?
It is evident. It is all over the place, and I don't want to this morning. I wholeheartedly accept the public mandate. My party does. We are, it's a reality check being given to us yet again. We'll dig into it.
But why was the BJP so confident of skullduggery in Gujarat, but they could not do any skullduggery in Himachal?
See, there's a factor. I already said Gujarat has had a BJP government for the past 3 decades. There's a BJP government at the center. Himachal Pradesh, there's been a very tough fight. The leadership, the local leadership of the Congress party in Himachal Pradesh has really fearlessly come forward and put up that fight.
Yeah, so good credit. I've just mentioned Vikramaditya is winning his seat with a thumping majority.
Rishabh ji, let me complete my
thought. And Pratibha Singh,
so
good credit to them.
With all due respect, let me complete my thought
please.
Thereafter. Yeah, so in Himachal Pradesh, it was a government of 5 years that the BJP had made. We know how half the states that the BJP is ruling in the country right now have been acquired by the BJP by horse trading. Maharashtra is the latest example. So let me just say that Himachal Pradesh has rather given a reality check to the
Shivamji, I'll get you a chance to respond.
They told the BJP that politics of hatred.
Okay, you said that, but then Bihar was also, I don't know what that was. So so it cuts all the way.
Thank you for reminding me of Bihar. Thank you for
here's the bottom line, ma'am.
understand
Okay,
the desperation
here's
of
the
the
bottom
Congress
line. The
party.
people, I'm coming to you, sir,
We
for a rejoinder.
understand the
Yeah,
desperation of the
I'm going to
Congress
come to you for a
party.
rejoinder, Shivam
You were a
ji.
full mandate government in Himachal Pradesh.
Another desperate disease I was going to say is Aam Aadmi Party. You see, they have just come in, and what they are doing is they are just resonating BJP's ideology. They can go to a Gujarat and not talk about Bilkis Bano. That's
After all, it's our
astonishing.
sister
But you
concern.
did talk, and the election results did not seem that this is
Yeah, but
reflecting.
we don't
Ma'am, you
have
also
the
talked about
capacity.
Rafael during the last general election. That also didn't resonate. Okay.
But we don't have the capacity to commit ruse or to do
Okay, so ma'am, let me come down to the brass
We are not a
tacks.
double-engine
The Aam
sarkar
Aadmi
right
Party
now.
has won 12% votes in Gujarat. That's the 12% they've taken from you. In several seats, they've lost them, but they are number 2 and you are now number 3. Has Arvind Kejriwal come and demolished the Congress in Gujarat, ma'am?
Not at all. He has not demolished the Congress in Gujarat, I would say, but yes, he's done some significant harm. Because as you rightly said a while ago, that in the past so many years, this is for the first time that the Congress will be suffering the way it is in Gujarat right now, because they are hand in glove. They are the same, two sides of the same coin. We have been saying that, and it is testified by the results today. That's why I call it a desperate disease. Aam Aadmi Party is a desperate disease, which is going and talking about Lakshmi and Ganesha.
Okay, all right. Okay, now quick question before I take rejoinders. Lots of people want to jump in for obvious reasons. There is better news that the tally in Himachal for you is now at 40. And I think any 40 plus tally would the Congress be very happy with. In Himachal, ma'am, the BJP has said that it's done a strong showing, which it probably has if it gets 25, 26, 27 seats, whatever they end up with. Who do we credit the Himachal victory to? Who should be CM?
It is the local leadership by all means. They have put up a strong fight against the inflation, against the unemployment, against the anarchy that the BJP is. They have actually, this is a Shankhnad. Himachal ke local leaders ne Shankhnad kar diya hai. It is the local issues, the concerns of the local people that have won, and who the CM will be decided by the High Command.
Okay, one more conundrum of a question. Okay, fair enough. One more conundrum of a question, ma'am. Last time Rahul Gandhi aggressive campaigning in Gujarat, the Congress got 77 seats. This time Rahul Gandhi went to Gujarat for one token day. The Congress had 20. Rahul Gandhi completely missing from Himachal, nothing to do, won't touch it with a barge pole. And the Congress wins the state. So what does it reflect upon the national leadership, ma'am? And don't say it doesn't reflect on the national leadership at all.
It's not so much for Rahul Gandhi ji. You see, in Vashim, we had our chairperson of communications, Mr. Jairam Ramesh ji, say that Rahul Gandhi ji or Bharat Jodo Yatra are right now happening for a bigger cause. Right now, you see, I referred to the desperate disease, the other desperate disease that's just made its way to Gujarat. So that is the factor. Be it had Rahul Gandhi ji gone or not, I believe the hand and glove operation that Aam Aadmi Party and BJP are having together.
Okay. Let me put that to both of them. Let me put that to both of them because they're vigorously shaking their heads. Let me put that to both of them. Shivam Chhabra, you've been accused of skullduggery, machinations, and being hand in glove with the Aam Aadmi Party.
So one party formed a government with the Aam Aadmi Party in 2013. May I please know the name?
One party gave birth to the Aam Aadmi
Party. The very first time Aam Aadmi Party came
Ma'am, let's let him respond. He was kind enough not to interrupt, and I appreciate that. So let's let him respond.
Who was it? No. You cannot shoot and scoot. No. You need to be factual, man. You need to be factual. Now ultimately you will try and put the blames on us. But the fact of the matter is ultimately you guys share the stage together, not us. So for us, Congress party is the prime opposition party, and for Aam Aadmi Party, yes, it is our opposition party in Delhi. We are fighting against both of them. We are fighting against. We don't ideologically we don't see faces each other. How do you think that we are a second party to it? So it's a very false kind of a claim.
Okay. Let me get Mr. Juneja from the Aam Aadmi Party to respond to that. Mr. Juneja,
in a very nice way.
There is no denying that the damage you end up doing is never to the BJP, it's always to the Congress. In Delhi, you destroyed the Congress. In Punjab, you displaced the Congress. And in Gujarat, you also decimated the Congress by taking 12% of their votes. So when you say that you're damaging the BJP or your target is the BJP, but your real target is the Congress.
No, it's not so. Our real target is to give good governance to the people everywhere we fight elections, right? It is not that we are targeting BJP or Congress. It is always that we are targeting the places where people are having suffering because of misgovernance or any reasons. Now, so far as Gujarat is concerned, if Congress says that we have taken their space, if they are if they are crying upon that aspect, it is not right for them to do that, because
But
when
it is the
Congress
truth. You have taken their
no.
space.
Even see, if we see BJP's vote share rising from 49% to 54%, it is not that only Aam Aadmi Party has eaten into that space. The space that was left by Congress has been taken by Aam Aadmi Party, has been taken by BJP, has been taken by others also.
No,
It
the
is not. It
Congress
is
is to
not. It
blame
is
for
not.
vacating the space, and you are to be credited for replacing them. So I don't see that the Congress can blame you, but the facts point out that had you not been there, perhaps the Congress would have performed better. Okay, gentlemen, now just stay with me. Now let me take up the larger picture. And Priya, as things stand, here we are. 2022 is done. Okay, we have Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, still some elections to go. But now it's countdown. The BJP has already started its 2024 meetings and the election campaigning. I'm sure the Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra is also looking at 2024 and not Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh. So, if the Congress is still in decline, as we are seeing in Gujarat, it is not enough time for Kejriwal to become a serious national party. Does Narendra Modi get a walkover in 2024? It almost seems like it.
Yeah, I don't think that's up for debate. It's clearly, even before the Gujarat results, he would have got a walkover. Even if Congress and Aam Aadmi Party had significantly defeated the BJP in Gujarat, he would have got a walkover. Because in the national narrative, there is no one else. Rahul Gandhi is trying, but I don't know how much this Bharat Jodo is going to work for electorally. It's working well for his image, but electorally, as we saw even in today's elections, it hasn't really made a dent as yet. So it's going to take a while before Rahul can get his act together.
Okay.
It's definitely going to be Prime Minister Modi in 24.
Here's a bright young star of Gujarat, held places, Harsh Sanghvi. Let's quickly listen in. Home Minister. ऐसा महाजन से
આપણા ગુજરાતના સૌ નાગરિકોએ મોદી સાહેબ જોડે મળીને જે પ્રકારે સંઘર્ષ અને સાહસ કર્યો છે એ સંઘર્ષ અને સાહસનું આજે આ પરિણામ છે 2002 થી સતત ગુજરાતના નાગરિકો આ સંઘર્ષ અને સાહસ કરતા રહ્યા. આ જ રીતે વિપક્ષે આપણી ધરતીને બદનામ કરવાની કોઈ કસર નથી છોડી. આ જ રીતે વિપક્ષે ગુજરાતીઓને બદનામ કરવા માટે કોઈ કસર નથી છોડી, પરંતુ ગુજરાતીઓ હંમેશા એક થઈને ગુજરાતના હિતમાં ચૂંટણી લડ્યા અને ફરી આજે એકવાર આપણે સૌ લોકો સાથે મળીને ગુજરાત એક છેનો નારો આગળ વધાર્યો. આ ગુજરાત મેં બનાવ્યું છે, આ ગુજરાત આપણે સૌએ બનાવ્યું છે.
Bright guy Harsh Sanghvi is. He was serving as Home Minister in Gujarat, and I know that we live in an era when you have the very larger than life presence almost of Narendra Modi. There's no running away from it. Okay, he is what he is, and he represents a larger than life image. But there are still bright sparks, and Narendra Modi, to the best of it, is serving his party also. As long as they keep winning, a lot of people get a chance to establish themselves in politics, and that's part of leadership as well. Okay, but I was trying to address the larger question here. Sumit Peer, I mean, the Congress is still declining. Okay, you keep thinking that they're going to hit a new low and a new low and a new low. That 2009 you can't get worse. Then 2014 it got worse. Now historic decimation in Gujarat. Gujarat is going to become a three-way state now for the first time in the history of India. The Aam Aadmi Party doesn't have enough time to become a serious national party in the next 1 year. No chance. It'll take them 5-10 years before they become a threat to the BJP. There is no one else. Mamta can't do it. She tried in Goa. It can't be her. It can't be MK Stalin outside Tamil Nadu. So there is now no one. It's Narendra Modi. is going to have a thumping victory, perhaps even bigger than 2014 in 2019. In 2019, in 2024.
I think, Rishabh, if you look at 2024, the number looks to be somewhere around 340, looking at the political scenario, what we have right. I want to make a small analogy. It's like a forest, you know, you have a tiger who has demarked his areas. Then beyond that area, there are a pack of wolves, with due respect to all. They keep on taking from each other's territory and eating what is the leftover. But nobody dares to enter the tiger's territory. The area is demarked, the victory is there, he is the king. That is what Narendra Modi is today. Congress can take from AAP and AAP can take from Congress, but when it comes to Modi, you are not there. And in fact, if you look at this election, Rishabh especially, I think there was a deal between Congress and AAP. You see, in Delhi, Congress chose not to fight. In Himachal, AAP chose not to fight. Again, the motive and the mission was same, to reduce the chance of BJP or limit BJP to one state.
That makes sense. That should make sense for them.
That's
but
what
then
they're
how
doing.
Do they explain Gujarat?
That's what they are doing. And Mahima was saying that everybody is diseased and all that and all that. Well, that will be insulting the voters of the Gujarat. So are we saying that the people of the Gujarat are stupid? Are we saying they don't understand what they are doing? Are we saying that Narendra Modi and BJP is befooling them for 27 years and now they are ready to get befooled for another 5 years?
There is a probability, mathematically proved theorem called the wisdom of the crowd.
Correct.
Everybody who's watching this telecast should Google it, which is why you have to assume that not you, not us leaders, not us analysts, not us journalists, that the voter knows best.
Correct.
They've seen everything, done everything, and they've given a mandate, whether we like it or not. Period. Unless somebody can prove something has been fixed, that somebody's been sitting with the EVM and pressing buttons away all day and all night, that's what it matters. The wisdom of the crowd counts here. Joyita Basu, let me flip this around. Is then the logic that, you know what, Aam Aadmi Party defeated BJP in the Delhi polls. Mamta defeated BJP despite an aggressive campaign in Bengal, and the Congress has defeated the BJP potentially now in Himachal. So the BJP is beatable. Is there some silver lining for these opposition guys to think, no, the BJP is beatable?
Of course, the BJP is beatable, but at the same time, the BJP is beatable and is getting beaten in the assembly elections. Okay, the minute we are talking about, the national elections, the general elections, there the BJP is starting to look like quote-unquote unbeatable, but even at the same time, let's not forget.
Who takes on Narendra Modi? It can't be Arvind. It's probably not going to be Rahul. Okay, he's going to try, but every time it becomes a Rahul versus Modi fight, the Congress suffers even more. In fact, they probably benefit if it's not a Rahul versus Modi fight. So who is there now who's going to take on and say, okay, other than some Jugadu Prime Minister or some very complicated coalition, straightforward fight, who can take it on? Joyita?
I don't think there any party in the opposition is looking for a straightforward fight with the BJP. I think what all of them are trying to do is chip away at the numbers, small numbers here, small numbers there. In West Bengal, maybe if Mamta can win out of 42, maybe 30 seats, DMK can win maybe 30 seats there. Maharashtra, if NCP and all, they can take out some numbers. So I think that is what the opposition strategy is. So if they can basically bleeding it by 1,000 cuts, if that is possible.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough. In Maharashtra to take away 30, it's very tough. Harsh Sanghvi speaking this time, I'm told in Hindi. Let's listen in.
तरह से गुजरात की धरती को, मेरे गुजरात के नागरिकों को बदनाम करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी है। आज फिर से गुजरात की जनता ने ये प्रमाण पत्र दे लिया है कि गुजरात की जनता और भारतीय जनता पार्टी दुनिया की सर्वश्रेष्ठ जोड़ी है। 2002 से इसी प्रकार से मोदी जी के साथ गुजरात की जनता ने संघर्ष और साहस करके ये गुजरात को विकास की दिशा में देश में सर्वश्रेष्ठ बनाया है। ये चुनाव में भी विपक्ष ने मेरी ये धरती को बदनाम करने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी थी और गुजरात के नागरिकों ने चुन चुन के जवाब देने में कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ी है। गुजरात के नागरिकों का ये जनादेश लोकतंत्र का सबसे बड़ी सुप्रीम कोर्ट है और ये सर्वोच्च अदालत मतलब जनादेश लोगों का है और लोगों का जनादेश ये स्पष्ट कर रहा है कि गुजरात में गुजरात को तोड़ने
One of the younger ministers, Home Minister in Gujarat, Harsh Sanghvi. I think he probably still late 30s or early 40s. So bright future there, regardless of whether you support the BJP or don't support the BJP. The numbers at the bottom of your screens have stabilized in Gujarat. 155 for the BJP here. Priya Sehgal wants to make a point. Go ahead.
No, I want to make a point on Himachal before you go to Gujarat. We've been talking about the Congress infighting. What about the BJP infighting that lost the state? JP Nadda versus Prem Kumar Dhumal. A lot of candidates were denied tickets, including Dhumal Saab himself. 20 rebels, that is what has cost the BJP that election. We talk about accountability from Congress and Rahul Gandhi. What about Nadda? This is his election. He spearheaded the election. He was the main campaigner on ground. And just when he's been given an extension of his term. So, in terms of his own leadership, aren't question marks going to be raised on that also?
Yeah, but it works the other way. The performance is better than expected, and then it comes down to where my constituency was and what I was performing. In a loss, there is always accountability, and I'm assuming the BJP is as ruthless about accountability privately than maybe so it is publicly. But remember, JP Nadda also had his high points. When he won, was spearheading campaigns in which the BJP did better than expected. So then it cuts both ways. Let's see what happens. The bottom line is
that the infighting was his own in camp infighting. With Prem Kumar Dhumal's group, himself being denied a ticket.
The bottom line is that at the current levels of 26-39, I think it is beyond it is a comfortable win for the Congress. Not just we just made it with 34-35 with one. It's a comfortable win. Hopefully, we won't have to see now everybody going to Raipur or Jaipur to hang out for a few days until the swearing in happens. Hopefully, that's avoidable. It's not a happy thing to happen in democracy. So hopefully, it's very avoidable. Okay, I was kind of come back to the national picture before I need to take a quick break. Sumit Peer. Now, Karnataka is next. Madhya Pradesh, important elections are coming up next. Okay.
Yeah.
Is the BJP beatable? Okay, because you can argue that in 3 results that have come out, okay, one was a very extreme local poll. One state they have swept like they've never swept before, but in 2 places they have been beaten. Are they beatable?
If it comes to state elections, yes, depends on how the equations kind of turn up. They have to work hard, there's no doubt around that. But when it comes to national elections, there's no alternate to Modi. That's as simple and plain as that.
Okay, Joyita Basu, is Himachal good enough for the Congress to feel comfortable, or is Gujarat so devastatingly bad that Himachal is not much of a solace?
Well, frankly, did Rahul Gandhi go either to Gujarat or to Himachal? No, he didn't. So the whole point is, you see,
but
Rahul
that
Gandhi
probably helps them, no?
No, Rahul, yes, to an extent, I think it has helped them in Himachal, but I'm certain they will give all credit to Priyanka Vadra for the victory in Himachal. I think we have to wait and see.
Okay.
But I think right now, Rahul Gandhi's strategy is to concentrate on the 129 seats that are in the south, because he is not expecting to come to power, but he is trying to become, I think, number one among the
all right. Okay.
opposition
So Priya, at least there has been a strategic change. Okay, whether it works or doesn't work, we don't know. If we all knew this, then we would all be CMs and PMs. But at least it's a palpable strategic change that I am going to focus on this Bharat Jodo Yatra. And we dismiss yatras, but there was an Advani Rath Yatra also, which people dismissed and laughed at, and it did make a difference in the BJP's national lexicon. Is Rahul becoming slightly more sophisticated in his political strategy, or is he just flapping around?
No, Rishabh, no political yatra has not paid dividends. Forget Advani, of course, that was the most obvious one. Chandrasekhar's yatra, Jagan's yatra recently.
Chandrasekhar, Jagan,
nobody,
right.
Jagan, and he
Chandrasekhar, not many people talk about, you're right.
Chandrasekhar's yatra, Jagan's own yatra. Jagan is Rahul's age and has the same, whatever. He also was not really taken seriously until he did his yatra. So, yatras always pay dividends, and I think it's a smart move on Rahul Gandhi's part. But, he is now claiming to be just the yatra and not electoral politics. There is, you cannot do one and not the other, because you're also the leader of your party. At the end of the day, he may have handed over the rubber stamp to Kharge, but it is still the Gandhis who are in control. It is only when Rahul Gandhi comes that Sachin and Gehlot appear on the dais together. Once Bharat Joda is going to leave Rajasthan, we all know what's going to happen over there also.
Okay, so that was my next question. So does the Himachal win, okay, which is, it's a win. It's not a thumping, my God, we completely came back, kicking and screaming. It's a win, but a win is a win. Does the Himachal win then calm down nerves? I mean, you're mentioning Rajasthan. We know what's happening in Chhattisgarh as well. There's a discomfiture of a sitting minister with the chief minister that, they don't get along perfectly well. So does it calm those waters, the Himachal win, or does the Gujarat defeat make it even worse?
Neither. I think there are two different silos, because Rajasthan is still going to burn. Rajasthan will burn regardless of whether Chhattisgarh gets a change or not. Chhattisgarh, in fact, its waters are much calmer than in Rajasthan. Rajasthan, I mean, one chief minister's called one of his, his rival a Gaddar. How does he walk back from there? He will never accept Sachin as chief minister after this. Now, can Sachin sit and do business with someone who's called him a Gaddar? Sachin is, pushing for a change. At the end of the day, there's no answer, there's no easy answer to that. There's a CP Joshi or a third person is not going to solve the problem. It's become an ego clash that the High Command is just not being able to manage and find a way out. Gujarat and Himachal are diversions. Rajasthan will continue to boil, and it may end up in a bigger self-goal. The Congress, I don't see the Congress winning Rajasthan anyway, but they're going to be really mucking it up worse than they mucked up Gujarat if they don't solve the situation.
It's not that the BJP has not had their own problems.
But they're better managing, as you yourself said.
Yeah, but they're better at managing them.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about they're better at managing them. Okay, Joyita Basu, does this performance, you've had a good performance, solid showing in Himachal, but you had a catastrophic performance in Gujarat. Okay, do they balance themselves out, and does it give the party cadre some hope, some sense of longevity, some sense of purpose when you're in the Congress?
Well, if you look at in the context of the Lok Sabha elections, I don't think it should give the Congress any hope, because whatever reports we have been getting, it has been like people will ultimately go and vote for BJP, particularly in the Himachal. Gujarat is of course a given, but the thing is that the Modi factor is going to come into play in a very big way, as a result of which I don't see the Congress being hopeful. But yes, Congress can start hoping to chip away, provided its local leadership is active, because Rahul Gandhi is not capable of bringing in, make Congress win.
Okay, so at this stage, and this result would tell that the BJP wins every single Lok Sabha seat out of Gujarat for sure. Same question to you, Sumit Peer. You can argue that there were two states, we won one, we lost one. Okay, the BJP had both, so this is +1 for the Congress. Is that a reasonable argument to make? Would people buy that argument with the numbers on your screens?
Rishabh, if you look at MCD, it was a municipality election, so we can't compare it with a state election. Yes, Himachal, they have won. But if you look at the Gujarat, that is where the Modi's bastion is. That means Modi's bastion, Modi's fame, Modi's aura, Modi magic is very much intact. And when it comes to national elections, it will be all around Modi. So, and even if you look at the number of seats what Himachal has in the national elections.
Is a Himachal with a 38 now it is. Let's hope it doesn't come down to 36. Otherwise, we are certainly going to have a much longer day finding out who the three independents are. I've already pointed out they are, by the way. Is it enough to say that, okay, the number of people leaving because there were no positions open to them because you were in a losing streak, the number of people doing infighting, the number of public spats, that they was calmed down because you won something. There's something to celebrate, some morale boost, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's definitely a morale booster, but it depends on how does the end tally rest. If it's a 1 or 2 cliffhanger, then things can change in due course of time.
Okay, it can still happen. Okay, a person who has been a very interesting, controversial candidate who has now just won, the wife of the cricketer Ravindra Jadeja, Rebabat, is speaking. Let's listen in.
अभी तक उत्तरोत्तर उसमें जो बढ़त है लोगों की जो एक लोक चाहना है, सिर्फ गुजरात ही नहीं, आप विश्व में देखें जहाँ जहाँ भी गुजराती हैं, तो एक मोदी जी की जो एक अमिट छाप है लोगों के दिल में, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं उसकी जो एक इम्पैक्ट है वो होना जाहिर सी बात है।
150 से ऊपर बीजेपी जा रही है, एक पाथ ब्रेकिंग विक्ट्री कहा जाएगी पूरे गुजरात में। क्या बीजेपी अब कांग्रेस खत्म हो गई है?
देखिए, मैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी की तरफ से तो डेफिनेटली कहूँगी कि हम विकास की यात्रा में आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। गुजरात का जो मॉडल है उसमें जहाँ जहाँ अभी जो विकास चल रहे हैं उसमें हम बेहतर मॉडल के तौर पे आगे बढ़े, और वही एक मंत्र रहेगा मेरे साथ जितने भी प्रत्याशी के रूप में हैं, जीत के धारासभ्य बनते हैं, तो उनका एक वही चयन रहेगा कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी की विचारधाराओं के साथ जुड़कर जो डेवलपमेंट के काम हो वो आगे बढ़ाए।
Okay, let me take quick last words from Mahima Singh. Mahima ji, same thought to you. It's a solid performance in Himachal, but it is a catastrophic performance in Gujarat. Does this, for you as a Congress Karyakarta, give you hope? Does it give you some morale boost, motivation, or is Gujarat just too bad to change the the tone and tenor.
Before I come to answer your question, there were 2 points I wanted to add here, because earlier I heard Sumit ji, with all due respect, when he was talking about the diseases I was talking about. The diseases I mentioned were complacency, the resistance to question, and the the void that Aam Aadmi Party is creating. Another thing, you were talking about Rajasthan politics here, and I must not refrain from reminding Satish Poonia's joust going on with Vasundhara Raje, and how RSS and BJP are cutting the very roots of the one of the leading CMs that India has had. She has led Rajasthan for 2 terms. Now you ask me, how do I feel as a Karyakarta? I feel very reassured when I see my leader fighting on the streets against the hatred, against the divisive politics. I feel very reassured when I see that my leader is not only focused upon the immediate victory or defeat, because his cause is much larger, much larger than the politics of benefit and profitability. He is looking at an ideological fight, and that's what the Congress stands for. Congress is a phenomenon. It is not for anybody like BJP or Aam Aadmi Party to come and get rid of.
It would be a fool who would say that the Congress is going to vanish overnight. But at the same time, we keep waiting for it to hit rock bottom. It hasn't hit rock bottom yet. I don't know where the bottom is. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
One line I would like to add here. Dinkar ji ने बहुत खूब कहा है, ऋषभ जी, सौभाग्य न सब दिन सोता है, देखें आगे क्या होता है. So हम सबको देखना है आगे क्या होता है.
To Rahul Gandhi's credit, at least doing something is better than sulking and doing nothing. So let me leave the quick last word to Mr. Juneja before I take a break. Mr. Juneja, whither goes from here, sir? You still have performances to upkeep miles before you sleep, sir, in Delhi and in Punjab. And now, once you are in government, you have to prove your mettle. The next time somebody votes for you in 2024, incidentally, you don't have any Lok Sabha MPs right now. But when somebody votes for you in 2024, can Arvind Kejriwal be a national leader? Can the schools and the mohalla clinics get you national votes?
Yes, when Arvind Kejriwal ji talks about the Make India #1 campaign, he says that it can happen only if we improve the conditions of all 10 lakh plus schools, government schools all over India. He says that we need to have a very good health infrastructure for our people. So these are the things which will, of course, be very much important.
But Mr. Juneja, when the Prime Minister says Har Ghar Tiranga, you also do Har Haath Tiranga. So you do a lot of Modi copying also.
No, it's not about copying. See, respecting your national flag is not about copying someone. It was a 75 years of independence, and everyone would have a way to celebrate it, and the common thing would always be a Tiranga. Congress, BJP or Aam Aadmi Party can never
I'm
be
short of
different.
time. I need to take a break, which we haven't for the past several hours. Because the election results are pretty sorted now. The BJP has won a thumping near 3/4 majority in Gujarat. This is their best ever performance, the 7th time they won, the 6th time under Modi, with an increased vote share. So it's just not the seats which the Aam Aadmi Party has cut. They have got more votes this time than they got in 2017. 53%, 54% the figure is. But the Aam Aadmi Party, what was left of the Congress, which they should have won at least 40, 50 seats, that has all been taken away by Arvind. Okay. And there are several seats where the Aam Aadmi Party has not won, but they are number 2. Watch out for those. Himachal, if this figure holds, it's a comfortable government for the Congress. Just 2 seats flip and it could be a completely different picture. So watch out for just 2 seats. That 2-seat difference in Himachal, where the number of votes is small, a few hundred seats can make a difference, is still open. But I would say that it's a Congress government in Himachal. Can't call it for sure right now. Probably need to wait another hour, but it's done. I'm going to take a very, very short break. We're going to be back on the other side to carry on our coverage, carry on our analysis, and get you the faces now that they are started responding, now that some of the election results are in.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.